Hello, it's Onye again, and today I'm going to be sharing a vlog on the social media week event I attended on. But I recorded most of the sections I went for, and there were conversations on influencer marketing, content, creating content in Africa and all that. So I think next year you should actually try to register for this event because it's really nice. It's amazing for startups, it's amazing for new startup founders. You can collaborate, you can network, and you can listen to good advice from people who have done the things you're about to do. So they didn't really start early, like okay, maybe the first day, but I felt it was a Nigerian time thing. Really, it didn't really make sense to me because I actually came out early and the program started around 11 and I was here by maybe 8 something. So but despite all that, I really got a lot of advice. I loved the way the panelists shared their experience, especially about influencer marketing. If you really need help around influencer marketing, then you should watch this video. I like the fact that the events people, they try to put everything together. The planning and the packaging and everything is really nice. Like, this is the 10th year of doing this, 10 years of doing this, 10 years. Like, it's not a small deal. This is their 10th year and I'm proud of the growth so far. I'm proud of what they've been able to accomplish so far. So I'll leave you to watch the video. Watch till the end. If you need good advice, watch to the end. So the opening ceremony was the choral group singing and all that. But once you're done with this video, or before you're done with this video, please subscribe. Also click on the notification button so that you can get more videos, because I'm going to be going there throughout the week so that you can get more videos as I share. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.
Into the name, because obviously most of you know it's a social media week name us, but we're actually Africanxt now, and I'm going to get more into that. But I first want to talk about this amazing group of people who came here today. So if you've been attending our conference, you know that we try and be quite different than every normal conference. We're not just a conference and bring people here to listen to people talk. We bring people here for purpose. We bring people here to inspire. We bring people here to collaborate. And we always want to be of service. So whenever we open up our event, we open it up with a gift. And so our gift this time around, our gift is always presented by young people. So we wanted to invite them to come and sing for you all today. We thought that was really, really special. So before I talk more about why we're here, I do want to let them formally introduce themselves so you can know who you've been listening to for the past few minutes.
Thank you very much. We are the Eva Chorale. We are a group of young, talented singers, professional singers, singing all genres of music, and I hope you enjoyed yourself today. Thank you very much.
So, today is day 1 of Africanxt. So as I mentioned to y'all, most of you know us as Social Media Week Lagos, which we have. This is our 10th year, by the way, which is a huge milestone. 10 years is quite some time. Even when I think about it, I'm like, wow, 2013 is when we started. So we've been around for 10 years as Social Media Week Lagos. But what many didn't know is that that was a licensed name. It was not our own name. And as we are evolving into like our 10th year, and so much has happened over the past 2 years. Obviously, we haven't been here for 2 years. We've all been going through a global pandemic. We thought it was important. We began to think about like, what is our purpose and why are we here? What do we want to do for the next 10 a part of the community and provide capacity. And that's kind of the idea. You're supposed to like turn off your devices when you pandemic that no man is an island. Like we can't all exist on our own. Like working together is how we accomplish across the continent and in the media landscape. But definitely look at your program. If you have any questions, you can always go to the info desk. But thank you everybody for joining us, and do have a wonderful week. A wonderful day one and a wonderful week. Thank you everybody.
On this next page, and the title of that is paper, Content is the New Crude. That was 2016. And here we are, 2022, still discussing content and how far we've gone with that new crude. I will start from you over there, Yinka. Looking back, how far we've been in the area of content. I know we're talking about Africa in general, but here we are in Nigeria. How far have we gone?
Well, thank you for that question. And I hate to be the first person to speak, but it's all right. So I remember this conversation about content being new. And you see, the point is, content has always been king for perhaps even 20 years before then. Even since NTA and the rest of it. But as of 2016, the awareness has become a big heightened, especially with social media and people being able to create their own content by themselves. So sometimes when people say content, they perhaps mean just what you posted on your Instagram and stuff, but there's a much broader sense of it. And at the end of the day, content is storytelling, and it's not a new king. I mean, it is a king that's going to be there forever because we're always going to have to tell our stories. And for every kind of content you watch, be it a game show, be it an interview or something, even what we're doing here, we're making content. So as a civilization becomes more emboldened, more sure of themselves, they want to print about themselves in the sands of time. And that is why they will always keep writing stuff down, or making videos of it, or making voice of it. And in that sense, that is what content.
Young people in terms of content creation here across Africa?
I think that there are tools that are making it easier for young people to create content because distribution has changed over the last decade and continues to change. And you have people like Tyler and all that broken through as solo content creators and built big operations around that. You have media platforms like Yinka's Online, which are essentially built for young people, but increasingly by young people. If you look at the number of people that we hire, if you look at the age demographics of that, you see young people playing a much more prominent role in telling stories and shaping the coverage of our lives. And I think it's critical that that continues to evolve. To add a little bit to what Yinka said, storytelling matters. And as a continent, as a people, it's important that we tell more and more of our own stories. That the narrative about us is not created by people outside, that we actually are telling our own stories. And that can be everything from tourism to news to skits, to just even, we think about media, we publish Tech About in Coco. Tech About is a technology publication. Coco is youth culture publication. We speak at everything that matters to young people. And it's important that we define what is funny. It's important that we define what young people should care about, how they should think about money, how they should think about relationships, how they should think about religion or sex or life in general. That we're not taking these messages from outside, that we ourselves are deciding what stories matter, what content is important, and creating it for a global audience. And I think because the tools to create content to come through have become cheaper, the means to distribute and find a global audience has become cheaper and easier to access. All you really need is a potent imagination, a story that matters, and some tools. I mean, let's not lie to ourselves. You get a decent phone. As you start to get up, you need better cameras, etc. But you can start with your phone. I mean, you can start with a relatively cheap phone and do interesting content and distribute it on YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is, and start to cover it. And so I think that matters. I think organized platforms also matter, whether it's Pop Central, it's Think About, it's Tech About. If you look at the global basis, the Arab world created Al Jazeera to tell their own story. So that there's a giant global news organization that represents how the Arab world sees the world. You have this war in Russia and Ukraine at the moment. Russia has RT, it's a massive media platform for them to push their own perspectives on the world. The West, has sort of won control of the world through a dominance in media, not just news, but entertainment. It's Netflix, it's Disney, it's everything. And so we have to create those. And I think young people will create those because I think for the older generation, media was never a business that mattered to music again, like oil and gas and the like. And so I think this generation will take it seriously. We'll create platforms that have impact and come through and have global resonance.
Thank you.
The type of fund and organization to deliberately tell the stories you want to tell. And this is what happens in the West. All of us want to be Americans. Honestly, I really want to be American. Let's not lie. That's the best badge you can wear anywhere in the world. So my niece happens to be in Ukraine as we speak. And her mom told me, oh, she's going to go to Lviv. That's where the American embassy is. I said, listen, America has nothing to do with you. You're African. They're not going to come there and ship you out of that place. But you see, the American propaganda, the American storytelling is so rich that we believe they can do anything for us, they can do anything to us. And that is where we need to get to as a country, which is where I think Africanxt is a great initiative. And that will help us to now start telling more deliberate stories, not just responding to somebody took somebody's wife and he trended for 2 days. No, there are serious conversations, like conversations about hyenas. As trivial as you think that is a serious conversation. It's a big story. Thank you.
Social media campaigns, and with me is the elegant lady, Bidemi Zakaria, a seasoned PR leader, a CEO of LSF PR, and one of the leading media entrepreneurs in Nigeria, and also Fisayo Fosudo. He's a known face in financial, when we talk about finance and technology, he's a visual storyteller and video producer with over 500,000 followers on social media. So the first question for my speakers here, I'll start with Bidemi Zakaria, women supporting women actually. So what was the motivation behind venturing into influencer marketing and what has been the growth so far?
Alright, thank you so much for that, Madrid. My name is Bidemi Akonde, actually. For context, I think it's very important to understand that I run a PR agency. So with that comes understanding the different sort of tactics that become available. So for us, we use influencer marketing as a marketing strategy or PR strategy for our clients to either create awareness for their business, drive uptake. For every client is usually different as
so far and why influence marketing?
So, good afternoon, everyone. So far, it's been amazing. It has every people has their own backside, yeah, but it's been amazing. And why influencer marketing? So, basically, I studied bioengineering. I'm that kind of guy that went to school because it's very good to study this course and I did, and then graduated. So, after school, I wanted something different. So, I did photography, I learned photography, I learned a lot of other things. But I learned digital marketing, I fell in love with it, and I felt like it was great. So for 3 years, I worked at agency for 3 years. After 3 years, I felt like, okay, I think this strategy content is easy for me. It's something they wake me up tomorrow and say, I'm getting a job studying for this and this and this. I do it with ease. So why not? So I basically fell in love with it, and I picked it as a profession.
That's great. Saya, how's the job been so far?
Thank you very much for the stage and the question. As someone who makes videos specifically about like smartphones, apps, accessories, and more recently trying to educate people about finance, personal finance, the Nigerian economy, and just basically financial related topics in the world really. I sort of came from the perspective of delivering value, which is why I started in the first place. Is more like how can I help someone become better off? Because if you look at it, it's fine for digital marketers or influencers to get paid, but in the end, they're sort of providing value to people. And money, in the real definition, is a store of value. So if you are putting out some good in the world and if you are teaching people stuff, maybe via your content, and you have built an audience with it, chances are brands will notice and they will want to partner with you, and then they will want to, part of this your story or your journey. And for me, it was more like, okay, how can I educate people about like this new smartphone or app or accessory or just a financial related topic like personal finance, for instance. And I've noticed that brands will come and they will be part of that journey, and they would also want me to talk to my audience about their own services and their own products. And I have to see the benefits there and share it with people as well. So yeah, that's basically why I delved into this. Obviously, there's money there.
In addition to that, consumers can tell when any sort of partnership is overly commercial. So it's very important that there is that alignment between the two brands. Now, for brands, they need to be patient. So some brands, they give you hair products today, they expect you to do a review by tomorrow. And you've not given the influencer time to use the product. So that's always a red flag. And then also, brands also need to give influencers some sort of form of creative control and flexibility to be able to create that content in a way where it will land to their audience in the best way they know how to speak to their audience. Because brands always forget that influencers know their audience better than them. So brands are looking at your engagement and thinking, oh, he or she has X number of engagement levels. In fact, there's so many tools now. This is their turnover and blah, blah, blah. But they don't come with any form of flexibility or no creative control. They have the caption they want you to use. They know that they want you to prove the product like this. Nobody poses with a relaxer, for example. No woman I know in this world is going to the salon and is pictures of their hair products. It doesn't happen. But brands need to be able to, trust influencers and give them time to use the product. And also, the truth is, brands also need to be willing to allow influencers to do the honest reviews that they want to do. Some brands are not willing to do that because they're paying money, so they expect it to be very positive, in fact, overly positive. So the truth is, as an influencer yourself, you also need to be able to say, I only want to work with brands that will allow me to tell my audience the truth, right? Otherwise, you're starting to lose trust, not just with the brand, but with your audience as well, if you're telling them that, well, this is fantastic, and it's really not. So it's you as the influencer have to make that moral decision. Is it going to be money, or is this going to be a moral decision where I'm going to tell the truth about this product, and the brand may not come to me the next time. So it's between the brand and of course the influencer, and ultimately the third player in that ecosystem being the audience.
Opinion. If you like, that's when they tell you that
another company that's sponsoring it, and that. But you get it. So if the brands need to give influencers the opportunity to be free evidence, so you don't know my audience the way I know my audience, but you want to keep them, oh, you have to be this. Imagine the brand giving a slim girl to advertise a weight loss product. It doesn't make sense. So it's from the brand side and from the influencer side as well. And for influencers, I think it's high time they need to learn how to say no to some brands.
Exactly.
Some brands don't even
Because these brands pay you already.
Because of the money. Like someone that doesn't watch football promoting a creative platform. Again, so it's as an influencer, are you doing it for the money or for the passion? Even though that money is actually very important. But if it's all about the money, you lose very because you lose your audience at some point.
To accept it immediately. Sometimes people see it and they will not take immediate action. But at the back of their mind, they know that, okay, this thing is there. So it's awareness for brands. Some brands just want immediate ones. I will use why I know this thing works, influencer marketing works perfectly well. During the lockdown, we are all at home. Look at the number of the way brands started using influencers skyrocketing. Like it went all the way up. If I was making $1 million, for example, or the number one, during that lockdown, I was probably making 10 instead of it. So brands saw the video, they discovered that this thing is a new way and it works. And to be honest, brands should now see it because they may not get immediate return. But people, when it comes to awareness, people are seeing it and it's working.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, they both said like very profound thoughts. I think I can only echo what she said, that influencer marketing is just one of the many strategies that brands can use. Obviously, if there's somebody that's called an influencer, they have an influence over an audience, and there's some sort of again value that they are sharing to their audience. So the brands want to key into that and help their product. If it's a new product, they want to establish that trust that this person already has with their large audience. They want to establish that trust and make sort of a public figure or somewhat endorse their product in a way. Maybe not necessarily give an endorsement outright, but yes, basically leveraging the trust that the influencer already has, and just knowing that it's one of many strategies. It doesn't necessarily have to bring immediate returns. I've been lucky sometimes where I make a video and 2,000 people download the brand's app or something, and sometimes maybe just again, it's just it's not going to be immediate, but it's definitely valuable when it comes to returns.
Nobody's really going to, focus on it. Just do your work hard. So it's almost as if agencies are not even really worried about the contract. So I would say the contract is, it's good to have a contract to both like the payment, but it all boils down to the individual. Do your homework, maybe ask around who they are. They are influencers, they probably work with so many people. I know agencies know their fellow, colleagues with different agencies. Do your homework, ask around, and you'll find the right influencer for your brand. Don't do the job.
Let's go back to that.
And so that's essentially what that paper would have done that we don't have, but we'll share that. Anyone else? Anyone else want to talk about their business? This is a free